Apple's dirty little secret. We all know them as the tech giants, the creators of innovative devices that have become part of our lives. But what if I told you there's a dirty little secret that doesn't want you to know? It's time to delve into the dark side of one of the world's most influential tech companies, Apple. Trust me, once you know the truth, there's no going back. Chapter 1. Disregarding worker safety conditions. Apple has faced criticism for its handling of worker safety conditions in its supply chain. International labor reports have emerged regarding harsh working conditions within Apple's production plants, which often endure grueling long working hours, sometimes up to 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, with employees facing grueling work hours and hazardous environments. Safety measures in these factories are reported to be inadequate, with workers subjected to conditions that would be deemed unacceptable in many parts of the world. It had identified 70 core violations in the Apple supply chain, including cases of involuntary labor, underage workers, record falsifications, improper safety precautions, and other violations. This suggests that Apple's efforts to address worker safety conditions may not be as effective as they could be. Chapter 2. Use of blood minerals. Like some multinational companies, Apple has been criticized for its use of blood minerals in its products, particularly in the Democratic Republic of Congo. They source minerals like tantalum, tin, tungsten, and gold from conflict-ridden regions in Congo. These minerals, often referred to as blood minerals, are mined under dangerous conditions, including the exploitation of child labor, human rights abuses, and environmental degradation. The profits from the sale of these minerals often fund ongoing conflicts in regions like Congo. The Congo lawyers have sent a formal cease and desist notice to Apple, accusing the company of using illegally exploited minerals from the conflict-torn eastern region in its products. The notice highlights the ongoing challenges Apple faces in ensuring the ethical sourcing of minerals and the need for more robust due diligence efforts to prevent the use of conflict minerals in its supply chain. Chapter 3. Intentionally slowing down older iPhone models. The controversy surrounding the company's practice of intentionally slowing down older iPhone models through software updates. This practice, known as throttling, was designed to prevent older iPhones from shutting down unexpectedly due to aging batteries. However, Apple did not inform users about this change, leading to widespread criticism and legal action. The controversy began in 2017 when Apple released iOS 10.2.1, which included a feature that slowed down older iPhone models by limiting their processing power. The issue came to light when users noticed that their older iPhones were slowing down after installing the software update. This led to legal action, with several lawsuits filed against Apple in the United States and Europe. In 2020, Apple agreed to settle a class action lawsuit in the United States, agreeing to pay up to $500 million to affected users. Chapter 4. Lack of innovation. Some observers argue that Apple has failed to introduce groundbreaking products or push the boundaries of technology as it did under the leadership of Steve Jobs. This lack of innovation has been a subject of debate and speculation. Critics argue that Apple has been relying on incremental updates and tweaks to existing products rather than introducing entirely new and revolutionary offerings. They point out that the company has been slow to enter certain markets, such as the smartwatch arena, where competitors like Pebble and Samsung gained a head start. The perception of Apple's lack of innovation has led to questions about the company's ability to sustain its position as a technology pioneer. Chapter 5. Data collection and privacy concerns. There have been criticisms and debates surrounding certain aspects of Apple's data collection practices that collect a significant amount of data from its users, including details about device usage, app usage, and location. While Apple claims that this data collection is aimed at improving products and services, critics argue that it raises privacy concerns. Features like Siri, Apple's virtual assistant, are always listening, raising questions about the extent of user data collection and potential privacy violations. Some argue that data stored in iCloud, such as iPhone data or message data, could be accessed by Apple or potentially be subject to government requests. There are ongoing debates and discussions surrounding certain aspects of its data collection practices. Chapter 6: Wasteful Destruction of Usable Devices. The controversy surrounding the Apple company's practice of destroying usable devices, including iPhones and iPads, instead of refurbishing or recycling them. This practice has been criticized for being wasteful and environmentally harmful, as it results in the unnecessary disposal of functional devices that could otherwise be reused or recycled. An outside contractor, Jeep Canada Limited, is tasked with shredding older devices traded in by customers, many of which are fully functional and could be resold. The controversy began when Apple sued its recycling partner, Jeep, for allegedly not destroying devices as agreed upon in their contract. The lawsuit revealed that Jeep had been reusing devices instead of shredding them, which led to Apple's discovery that over 100,000 devices were still in use. This incident highlighted the issue of Apple's wasteful destruction of usable devices and the company's lack of transparency in its recycling practices. Chapter 7: Misleading Recycling Efforts. While Apple promotes its recycling efforts, questions arise about the effectiveness and scale of recycling. The Apple company aims to make products using recycled or renewable materials. It tries to introduce certified recycled gold and increase the use of recycled tungsten, cobalt, and rare earth elements. However, a problem arises with the discrepancy between Apple's claims and the actual practices observed in some instances. Concerns are raised about the disparity between the volume of devices sold and the capacity of recycling programs, like the one featuring the recycling robot Daisy. Despite Apple's claims of eco-friendliness, critics argue that the company needs to do more to address the growing issue of e-waste. Chapter 8: Product Design and Obsolescence. The controversy surrounding Apple's practice of designing products with planned obsolescence, which is the intentional design of a product to become outdated within a certain period. This practice is often criticized for being wasteful and environmentally harmful, as it results in the unnecessary disposal of functional products and contributes to electronic waste. The company has been accused of intentionally slowing down older devices to encourage customers to upgrade to newer models, which is seen as a tactic to increase sales and profits. This practice has been criticized for being unfair to customers who are forced to upgrade their devices more frequently than necessary, which can be costly and environmentally damaging. Chapter 9: Tax Avoidance Through International Loopholes. Apple has been adept at minimizing its tax liabilities, a practice that has drawn significant criticism and scrutiny. The company has been reported to shift large amounts of its domestic profits into tax havens, thereby avoiding United States taxes on these profits. By doing so, Apple has avoided $78.5 billion taxes. During the period in question, Apple paid a foreign tax rate of only 5.8%. By manipulating differences in tax laws and treaties between the US and Ireland, Apple has established subsidiaries in Ireland with significant profits but little to no tax liability. Its tax practices have reportedly exploited loopholes to minimize its tax obligations in Ireland. Therefore, the European Commission charged Ireland with providing Apple with an illegal tax deal. Apple's tax avoidance strategies include transferring most of its profits to tax haven countries, taking advantage of loopholes, and using Ireland and Luxembourg as its haven. Then Apple has been at the center of tax avoidance, evading billions in taxes. Thanks for watching. As we peel back the layers of Apple's dirty little secret, it's clear that the tech giant's shine may not be as bright as it seems. If you found this video eye-opening, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more thought-provoking content. Together, let's continue to uncover the hidden truths in the tech world.